Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having a fantastic day out there. Let's go ahead and listen to the first track off of Pirates, Rickie Lee Jones, her second studio album, released 1981. We had listened to the second track on here, Living It Up, and so we're going to listen to this one, We Belong Together. Listen, I feel like I had something I was going to say. Now I don't remember. What was I going to say? I actually don't remember what it was. But a lot of people had suggested this album and said that it was a good one. And I figured since we had listened to one of the tracks off here, you know what? If you don't mind, let's just perhaps take the dive on in. Some of you that had suggested this album were 14 Gilbert ST, Joni 1027, Mike Haggerty, Manny Calavera, and Mystery Chuck. Who are you? No one knows. It's a mystery. Let's go ahead and dive on into this track. We'll discuss a little bit after. We Belong Together. Steady build up there. Very interesting how that riff came in.
So we're along the streets, young lions on the land. Other sides will get deep in your heart, all left on neon for them. Walk the ratio, a victim of the sailors and the turkey boys who would move in the eyes and lips and every tear that falls down in the neighborhood now. As a bird, we just gotta tell them when they turn and ignore us. The only heroes we got left are written right before us. And the only angel who sees us now watches through each other's eyes. When I can hear him in every footsteps passing by, he goes crazy these nights, watching heartbeats go by. And they whisper, we belong together. But we belong
interesting structure this one has. The structure in this song is so interesting, and can I tell you, it really feels to me like this is truly story put into music. Obviously with the lyrics, yes, and you know that's sure. But the music itself actually feels like it's telling a story all on its own. And the way that all the instruments begin to, you know, eventually when they come in in a way that's very cinematic, and it's very, well, I guess cinematic is the word I want to use, because like you can imagine and you can kind of visualize the story taking place. And this sounds like the soundtrack and the background music behind it. You know, at certain points, almost nondescript, almost formless in the way that it enters and how it comes in. Even when the drums and everything begin their rhythm, it almost starts at this offbeat in tempo and in line with Rickie herself as she sings and as she's speaking to us and explaining her story and her feelings, and she's telling us these things. The music almost comes in, not at odds, but at an odd step with her. But then they begin to lock in. It begins to kind of cut and paste into step. And it's really just interesting how that all comes together. I thought it was really cool when the music comes in there, probably like around 2 minutes or so, like when it really starts to come through. I think it's 3 minutes. Right? Now you can follow it. But before that, you never quite know how it's coming. This is a cool part. You never quite know how it's going to come in, how it's going to appear, how it's going to make its entrance. But when it does, it's almost like, oh yeah, of course it makes sense now. I think that was just really well done and very well constructed how the music came together and made its appearance here. Rickie sounds great with the piano, and I really like how in her delivery it comes across so natural and not forced. And I mean that in the sense of the way that she's explaining her feelings and the way the emotions come through her delivery just sounds like someone speaking. And yet it sounds like them speaking musically. That's a really well performed way of delivering the music and the lyrics, and how she does that all at the same time. You know, it makes for a very intimate listen, I would say, with how that's done. In the album, you have a star-studded album with instruments and stuff. You have Steve Gadd on drums, Lukather on guitar. I'm just naming names that I recognize. David Sanborn on sax, Chuck Rainey on bass, Brecker on trumpet and flugelhorn, and many, many, many others as well in the album. And I just think that the arrangement of all, Donald Fagen, the arrangement of it all is a huge success, at least in this particular track. It just has a really nice cinematic kind of feel to it. Makes for a really good listen. I say this was no game of chicken. You were aiming your best friend that you wear like a switchblade on a chain around your neck. I think you picked this up in Mexico from your dad. Now it's Daddy on the booze and Brando on the ice. Now it's Dean in the doorway with one more way. You can't play this scene twice. So you drug her down every drag of this forbidden fit of love, and you told her to stand tall when you kissed her. But that's not where you were thinking. So I really like how she's speaking about this person, but I feel like perhaps she's the girl she's speaking of. How could a Natalie Wood not get sucked into a scene so custom tucked? But now look who shows up. In the same place in this case, I think it's better to face it. Like, it's better we face this conflict head on. We belong together. When she sings the chorus, not only does her singing, but the music comes in really nicely, as opposed to the kind of half-speaking, poetic way she delivers the verse. And you can really feel a sort of perhaps bitterness in the verse, the way she speaks. Once Johnny the King made a spit ring, and all the Skid Kids saw a very, very proud man. And he entwined her in his finger, and she lay there like a baby in his hand. And he climbed upon the rooftop docks, looking out on the crosstown seas. And he wraps his jacket across her shoulders, and he falls and hugs her and holds her to his knees. But a sailor just takes a broad down to the dark end of the fair to turn her into a tattoo. Like she's just a mark on his arm that will whisper into the back of Johnny's black hair. And now Johnny the King walks these streets without her in the rain, looking for a leather jacket and a girl who wrote her name forever, and a promise that we belong together. So not only is she missing something, but he is too. And in some perhaps problematic way, they belong together. Shall we way along these streets, young lions on the lamb? Are the signs you hid deep in your heart all left on neon for them? Who are foolish, who are victim of the sailors and the ducky boys, who would move into your eyes and lips, and every tear that falls down on the neighborhood now. I said, Bird, we just got to tell them. And they turn and ignore us. And the only heroes we got left are written right before us. And the only angel who sees us now watches through each other's eyes. Oh, I can hear him in every footstep's passing sigh. He goes crazy these nights, watching heartbeats go by. And they whisper we belong together. I feel like there's trouble in paradise here. And this symbolic angel that's watching them and others passing before his eyes, hearing we belong together, the angel sighs like, not really. Like I think that I'm getting kind of a troublesome relationship out of this, but perhaps a toxic relationship. Bad for each other, but perhaps not. I don't know. Maybe you know. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you being in here day in and day out. And now it is out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye.